היום יהיה יום טוב עם כל מה שיבוא היום יהיה יום טוב עם כל מה שיבוא כי יש פה ארץ.
We are live here at Hillel Yeshiva. I'm Rabbi Katz, head of school, sitting with my co-host
Rabbi B.
Rabbi B.
What's going on, Rabbi Katz?
Everything is great. A lot of stuff going on.
We've had quite a week.
Yeah,
You want to go backwards? You want to go forwards?
I don't even know where we're going. There's so many things.
First of all, let's start with today.
Yeah.
We had our MVP raffle.
Oh,
A lot of great prizes. Today. A lot of happy kids. We had, Rangers, Devils, Knicks. We had hoverboard, penny boards. We had Patrick Mahomes pictures that were framed and handed out. This is for our MVP, and I have to tell you that in Tefillah, these kids have stepped up their game.
it's a whole new world. You can walk
I'm
in.
enjoying praying with these kids. It's
Boys,
so
girls,
nice.
everywhere. It's now it changed into kavana. Even the tickets are losing its whole. I mean, obviously they want the prize and all that. It's not.
Yeah, but you know how many times I'll give a kid a ticket
Yeah.
and they'll just give it to a friend?
Yeah, and
It's
they're pretty
just-
nicely.
They just want it. I've had a girl that I said to. I saw her. There are a couple of really, really great. Everybody's great here. We love these kids. But there's some kids who I'll see take an extra long time after lunch. They're sitting there saying Birkat Hamazon, and I said to a girl a couple of weeks ago, maybe more long. I said, "Oh, I owe you a ticket. I don't have one." She's like, I don't need a ticket to say Birkat Hamazon. I just say Birkat Hamazon.
It's changed to
Yeah,
a whole new level. I pray with the boys twice a week, and we speak to them. I speak to them after Devar Torah or whatever's on my mind at that time, and it became into a real discussion of growth and watching them from September till now is, if I say significant growth, I wouldn't even be doing that justice to these boys and to the girls.
Yeah.
So we're very proud of them from that end. They're learning. They just finished Chidon. They're learning Parasha. They're doing all these studies, all these new programs, learning-wise, and of course also fun. The boys went to the YU book sale.
Yeah, a bunch of guys.
A whole bunch of guys went today. We had, let's not forget, Rav Tomer came back from Israel. If you didn't see that video.
Epic. And it was so nice to have Rav Tomer with the kids and the rabbis, and just, it was so sweet.
There was not a dry eye,
Yeah, it's the one thing you worry about, you send someone off, is are they coming back? When are they coming back? And just to have him just walk in.
And the kids felt like it was their moment when they got their Rebbe back. You know what that feeling is like? And even the other rabbis,
Yeah.
So I said to them at Minyan, we were talking about how excited we are that he's back. I said, if anyone didn't shed a tear, then they're lying, and they all smirked like they knew it was true.
Yeah.
But it was such a beautiful thing, a person gets their Rebbe back, and they're praying for him all this time,
Yeah.
and all that, and the Birkat HaGomel and all that. It was just very moving.
It was very nice. It was a nice moment for the kids and the Rebbeim and Rav Tomer. I think it was also we told them that they had recess in the gym.
Right.
And they went to the gym, and then you were all hyped up. You're like, "Can we get the bleachers out? Can we get the music on?" Like just relax, We got them, and then one of the kids, they knew something was happening, and one of them there were a lot of them it's color war.
Yeah.
And then I heard one girl say, "It's either color war or Rav Tomer's back."
That's funny.
I'm like, come on, that's crazy. And then,
They smelt it in
Yeah.
there. That's great. But you know what? It was so quiet in the room. We didn't even say when we announced we have a guest walk in. We didn't say who it was, and when he walked in, their mouths dropped. It was unbelievable. It was a pressure. And then they danced with him after, and how much they all missed him. And then he went to see his kids. And
it was he
beautiful.
picked up his kids from school. Yeah, it was really nice. There was a lot of nice footage also that went around.
We had anyway. So other things, we had the mitzvah card celebration. You did a breakfast. We had
I ran out of food this time,
Uh-huh.
which is a bad thing, but it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It means I just didn't anticipate the amount of kids who were just so excited. There were even kids I felt bad who came over to me and said I gave it in, but I didn't get invited.
Right.
Things. But we'll clean it up.
Yeah.
It's a new thing, but the kids are so excited.
Bagels, donuts, and all that stuff you do.
We had the playoff games.
Oh,
There's a lot of postseason going on for Hillel
boy.
Yeshiva right now. A whole lineup of games.
Yeah, the boys are about to play Ramaz. The 8th grade boys, the 7th grade boys have a playoff game. The girls now are going to the semifinals again.
They were amazing last night. They're literally on fire.
We had some players shooting threes. Like literally, you remember that game NBA Jam when you hit a number threes? You're on fire. It was like literally.
Am I allowed to say names? I'm allowed to Joy Zolta.
Joy Zolta.
I mean, she must have hit all threes last night.
Very smooth, calm shot. It was like
I don't want to leave out kids, but there were some kids. Who was like, she
all
ruled
played
those
off.
threes. She ruled those threes, and I don't think any girl on the team would be jealous of me saying that because they have such a love for each other and respect for each other.
And let's not forget, we had it was yesterday one of your favorite days, 4th grade.
A 4th grade play, the President's Day play. They were amazing. Was that like the best thing you ever saw?
That was unbelievable. It was
People
beautiful.
came over to me and said, of all the years the school plays, this was the best one they've ever been to.
That was
the recording on Drive. If you
there we go.
Yeah,
and please give a shout out to all the people who
I mean, there are so many people involved in this. Mrs. Weiss,
Weiss
the
did
teacher
an
of
incredible
4B. We had Mrs. Safety, the assistant teacher in 4B. There, Mrs. Braha with the beautiful scenery, and of course Dahlia with the musical accompaniment.
of course Carl.
Bill, Adele, Ronnie, the whole crew, and of course our producer
Carl Wallace.
Carl Wallace.
Which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah.
But until that point, it happened to have been what I really liked. It was so professional and such a great learning experience and atmosphere, and everyone took their part so seriously. It was just a very professional production.
Some of these kids are real hams.
Yeah,
They ham it up. They really took their part very,
There's great things going on overall here. There's not a quiet moment. The after-school programs are well on its way, thriving and booming.
To see what's going on after school. It's crazy.
So there's never a quiet moment here. Let's put it that way. We're going till and we had a snow day in school, and we still celebrated with some snow. We let some kids went out.
You were very popular that day.
I was very popular. You know, the kids liked it at the end. It's okay. I'll take it. But
one thing you guys have to know out there is that Rabbi Katz loves to be in school.
I do.
He loves school. He loves the kids. He loves the teachers. He loves the learning and the activities and everything. If there's a choice between being here and not being here, it's going to be being here. So.
I slept over the night before, making sure that there's nothing that's going to delay me if I have to get that to school on time. I was there, but it was fun, and also we had Riff Tomer come anyway, so we had to have.
We
school
would have missed that.
Yeah, we had to school.
That's true.
Anyway, speaking of a lot of fun things, we talk about quite often, our staff and introductions to people. The one person that who's really behind the scenes here, who has a fascinating story, and I want everyone to really know the brains behind this, and what our producer really is all about. Is a very special person that we're lucky to have at the part of the team, and that is our very own Carl Wallace.
Carl Wallace.
Hello, the man behind the camera.
Yeah.
Hello.
He speaks.
Hello,
Does?
everybody.
He has a voice.
I do have a voice.
Wow.
Indeed.
All right.
You sound great.
Thanks.
So
Carl is like the
Good.
newest member of our team.
Yeah.
In this capacity, I've been here about 20. This will be 27 years.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of heads of tech, and I got to say it's been a pleasure since day one.
That's great to hear.
There's nothing that's a no. I can't do that. There's so much. This was a lifetime of experience, but then the stuff that we're experienced at, if you add that to the willingness to learn new things and just take on, new tasks, is very, very impressive and appreciated. I just have to. I can't not say that. I have to say that the amount of things that you've taken on, including this.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, though.
How much podcasting
I
experience?
had zero podcasting experience when coming in here, but we had some cameras and some microphones and a mixer. So
and by the way, there is not one thing technology wise that scares Carl. It's unbelievable.
Doesn't scare him, right?
There's none of that stress. No matter under pressure, we got 10 seconds to go.
Do you remember
5
the
seconds.
first day we wanted to live stream a game?
Yeah, the sound
Like
wasn't
we were
working.
like, you and I were like sweating and like just leave Carl alone.
Yeah.
Carl's in there. Like, is it gonna work?
All right,
It's
we're
gonna work. It's
good,
gonna
we're
work.
good.
I'm on the phone with the guy now. Let's.
And
Okay.
sure enough,
I'm
boom, like
And we were
clockwork.
good.
Yeah.
No
Look,
problem.
the bottom line, Carl, is that we enjoy you here at Hillel Yeshiva, and I hope that it's a great experience for you. But everyone loves having you here.
Yeah, it's been a great time. I've learned a lot. Coming in here, I mean, I had no experience with the school before. I worked for Apple retail.
There we
for,
go. That's
a
what
long
we're getting
time.
at.
So what are some of the stuff that you had to deal with in Apple?
A lot of angry people. Nobody goes into an Apple store and is happy. You know, they're not there to. They're usually there because their product's not working and they're screaming and
That's
yelling.
why I stay away from Apple.
Yeah.
So, but you're all about the customer service.
Yeah, I mean,
aspect, and
that's
why we
really-
really took to you even to begin with.
Yeah, Apple has very good customer service. I'm sure if you've ever had to deal with them, they teach you pretty much like 6 months of just how to talk to people and how to troubleshoot things.
Take someone who's having a hard day and just turn
Yeah,
it,
you know,
turn it
you're
around.
you're there to help.
Yeah.
You're not there to make their day worse. You're just there to make it easier, and anything that you can do to help them, you're gonna try. You know?
So
we
what's
could all
like the
take a
what's
lesson from
what's like the magic behind it? Like, what's the first thing they tell? Like what's rule number one? So
Um,
when someone comes in, you see they're ready to, go.
It depends on the situation. Like for repairs, you know, they have the 3 A's, which is to acknowledge, align, and assure, which is like you acknowledge that there's an issue. You know, you're there for a reason. You're not there because we think you're lying. You know, we acknowledge the issue, then you align with them. You say like, I understand this is a big problem, and you want to get it fixed, and we're gonna fix it. We're gonna figure it out, and then you assure them that after everything's fixed, that
Wow.
you now understand the problem, and if it happens again, you know how to fix it, and you just kind of those are the way to go in Apple terms on the 3
Sounds
A's.
like a very common practice for all professionals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
I love it.
Now, how does that work out? I mean, it's like anytime I go into Apple, it does look like, they're able to like immediately almost like calm down
yeah.
and
You
get
have
like
to.
everything.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, if you go in there and if the person is really really upset, like you have to be able to make sure that like you know how to talk to them to calm them down,
Right.
or you'd be having a lot.
You got to
of
meet them
very-
where they're at, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there for a reason.
Right.
You know, they're not there because
You meet them where they're at, and then you bring them
and
down.
then you bring them
Right,
down.
Right.
Yeah,
I
and
love that.
You help them out as best as you can, and
Do you have to pretend that you know a lot more than you know when they walk in?
no, I don't think so. I mean, honestly, after you work there for a couple of years, you see every issue possible. You know,
Okay.
like you kind of get to that point where it's like, okay, I know exactly how to fix this.
But like, how does it work? Do you have to pass like a certain meaning? Like, not everyone's like you. Like, there's some people just naturally who are very calm, and some people just naturally are, less patient. So, is there a certain like someone's watching to make sure that hey, you get the card and you're passed, and you now you could service whoever?
There's not like a specific like test that you have to pass in order to be an Apple support person, but most of the time it's a lot of training. And then you have like certifications if you're repairing things. Like I have Mac OS and iOS certifications to repair devices. But most of it is just there's like a net promoter score, which is like a survey that they send out. And that's kind of how they base your customer service skills on the number between 0 and 100.
Wow.
And if you have a bad NPS score, then you get talked to and they.
Oh, you get talked to.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to be talked to.
Customer service is no joke at Apple. You know, that's kind of where, I mean, I learned a lot from there, and I'm very grateful that I got to work there for so long. But
So on a scale from 1 to 100, you usually got 200.
no, I was like 92. That was
Okay.
like,
That's probably
that's
pretty
like
high.
That's like one bad review. And most of the time, it's not your fault. You know, it's like somebody was really mad because it cost $600 to repair a phone that they broke, you know.
Right.
So it's just that they were upset, and there's not really much you can do because most of the time when it's like that situation, it's physical damage. Like somebody got their $3,000 computer liquid damage, and then it's $900 to repair. You know?
And what the review is like, they send out an email after, and they say, "How did you?
Yeah,
how was your service?"
Exactly. They have like a 30 questionnaire. It's crazy that people actually fill it out, but yeah, they learn a lot from that, and that's throughout Apple everywhere. And just they give out like manager emails. You know, if there's like a problem, and it's like, okay, the manager will get their email, and then they'll talk to you about it. And, you know, they kind of a lot of Apple is about feedback specifically. I'm not even on me. A lot of thing is just feedback.
How
about
long have you not been on you?
Not that long. Not that long. I've been flipping. It's hard to do this and switch at the same time.
We have to have
I'm
a
learning.
redo.
Right.
No, I
Okay.
think we're good.
All right, we're gonna start again. We are live.
No. A lot of it is just, like I said, just knowing what you're doing and talking to people.
Okay, now I guess the biggest question I have for you is, I mean, I have a few questions, but one of them, my top question is, I know you're so big. You keep saying you're so big on Apple. So why do you use like a Microsoft at your desk?
I don't use a Microsoft.
I'm just
No, I have my laptop, but I do have a Windows computer that I use because
do.
I have to
Yeah,
for certain tasks at the school. Mike is the Windows guy. Shout out Mike. Very thankful for him as well. He's a great teammate and is super helpful as well. A great communicator. I wouldn't be here without him. So shout out Mike.
Mike is awesome.
We do like him.
Yeah. What I mean, I think customer service in general, just how to talk, you know, it all goes back to problem solving, reasoning, and all that, which is such a huge ability to have. You know, and we try to teach that to the students, and I know it's things that we work on here all the time. What advice could you give to everyone in working, you know, students who are listening to this? You know, I always look like the success of their futures based on problem solving and reasoning. Like, what suggestions would you have that, you know, or things that you could work on
For problem solving.
for problem solving? And also, I'm also curious, was this something more natural for you when you were a child up until that point?
Yeah. I mean, I got my first computer in 1998, and that was like I was young. So, I mean, I spent a lot of my time really kind of figuring out how computers worked.
No, but even natural, I'm
So-
saying in terms of
Oh,
your
Yeah, and I
problem
like
solving
You're
problems.
dealing with people and helping
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I
problem
mean,
solve.
just for problem solving specifically, you know, like I always want to fix things. That's a big part of one of my hobbies is repairing things. Like I'm fixing an iPad right now for the school, but just that was just always something that I was interested in my whole life, was just kind of figuring out how things worked and how I can.
So when
fix it.
somebody comes to you like with advice, you know, for advice, you have just that ability to automatically like key in to understand what the
Yeah,
problem
I get
is.
like keywords and I just kind of figure out, okay, that I know what the problem is. I just listen to the problem and then I can listen to the keywords and kind of.
Have
figure
you
out-
always had this temperament? Like you can calmly listen to people.
Oh yeah, I'm a very patient person.
But what
so.
Carl said was something that's very deep. He said he always wants to fix or repair, you know, and I think that if we always look at these situations as what am I going to do to fix, to repair, to problem solve, we'd all be in a very different kind of position. Meaning we're not looking. No one wants to, you know, everyone's point of view they feel is right, you know,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, you have to figure out a way how
Figure
to
each other out.
figure out, you know. So
That's what I always say. Like, don't say I can't. Say how can I?
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's right.
How can I fix this?
Right.
What can I do to make sure that this is we're gonna fix it?
And that works with everything.
Best as
That
we
works with teachers in classrooms. That works with parents with
Yeah.
their children. I have.
Yeah,
How can I make
never
this
never say no and try and
Right.
figure it out.
I
The
love it.
YouTube is a great source, kids.
work?
You can learn a lot of stuff on
You know what?
YouTube.
Let's talk about social media. Can we open up that conversation?
you could. Yeah.
Do we want to talk a little bit about that today?
Yeah, we could hit it.
Proper usage. I think that you know, Carl brought an interesting thing up.
Yeah.
Carl just said that YouTube is a great resource. It happens to be. There are a lot of risks. There are a lot of exposure to. There's a lot of exposure to things we might not necessarily want ourselves, and especially our children and our families to be exposed to.
That's right.
However, the amount of information that's out there now. I mean, even as far as myself and my family, if I have like a DIY project in my house, like something needs to be fixed, I just go, how do I do this?
Yep.
Recently, I put Rabbi Katz's license plate on his Tesla, and I
Nice.
put it on wrong. And you got one shot with the glue, you know, with the double-sided tape, and it's
Oh.
very strong double-sided tape. So immediately, YouTube, how do you get your front license plate off of your Tesla?
We
And
went
they
out
were
to
like-
Walmart and bought all the
Yeah,
materials.
there were like 50 videos on how to get and like by professional mechanics. And
Usually somebody has had the problem that you're trying to
yeah,
solve.
it's amazing what you can learn. I learn guitar solos and all kinds of music theory, and there's just so much. There's a wealth of information. Sometimes it's hard to sift through what's correct and what's not correct,
Sure.
but you know that you rely on your instincts and
And you know,
judgment.
while you're on that topic, is what's fascinating to me is there's so much good with the internet. I know I listen to classes every morning coming in,
Yeah, me too.
shiurim and other things, and there's so much Torah, and there's so many, just podcasts and different things, educational things that we listen to. If you use the media for good, there's so much to be gained. And that's why sometimes it's almost like troublesome to me. And Carl, I'm curious your opinion on it. Is that we have all these social media, Instagram, Insta story is so powerful to get good messages out and educational messages and do nice things for others. And WhatsApp became like the big thing, and we're all sending messages. I love when it's you and check now is checking WhatsApp status and there's all these different platforms, and using it for goodness is such a powerful piece. And it almost kind of makes me sad sometimes that we could even go and use a platform of WhatsApp chats or Instagram and all those things, for negative,
To hurt people and
to hurt people, or hey, we don't like this, or the class is doing something else, or this camp, or what, or the office, whatever it might be.
Right.
If I like what Carl was saying, and I'm trying to like bring it all home, is that if we're in for problem solving, you go directly to the person, and problem solve it.
You don't take it to the group.
You don't take it to the group.
Right.
What you take to the group, to me, is something, a positive message you want to share,
Or information.
And it's information, and like you said, like that information that could help someone else along the way.
I mean, in my neighborhood, there are many different chats that people are on, and most of them are WhatsApp, because I think most people have WhatsApp. Not everybody has an iPhone, so I think WhatsApp has become the most popular way to form groups. And I think that some of the groups are very helpful. There's like a minyan chat, which is like very informational. It's like, what time is the next shacharit? 10 o'clock. It's not. You shouldn't ever go to shacharit that late. But I'm just saying. Okay, what time is the next this? 10 o'clock. What? Even if there's like a grade chat, if I dare bring that topic up, if there's like a grade chat, what was the homework in 4B last night? It was page 2, something like that. But once it starts to become like a forum for speaking bad about people, dragging people through the mud, asking people to share their opinion, what they feel about something or somebody else, that could really rile up the crowd.
Isn't it too much work, or wasn't it that didn't teach it right?
That's a private conversation. That's if you want to ask your friend. I don't. Even maybe that's a question for the teacher. I don't want to get into specific chats of what there are things. I think that the different kinds of social media have sometimes multiple uses. I just think that unfortunately, the etiquette is unwritten. I don't think there's a formal etiquette out there to say, what should be done here. I think most people are using these things. Most people are using these things because it's an approval-seeking thing. So even for myself, if I post a picture on a group chat, let's say we have our Hillel activities chat, which anything that goes on in the school, it's full of pictures. If I post a picture and within 10 minutes no one has commented, like I am so hurt, and I'm like 50.
By the way, it gets even better. When you swipe, you can see who looked at it or how many views you had on your status.
People, really, 3 people.
Your status is only 3 people. I got no friends.
Right. So I think that's one thing, and the other thing that people really need to understand that's also unwritten is that a chat is only as good as its last post. So, for example, if somebody posts something like that's really necessary and they're looking for an answer to something, like, for example, you'll post like, does anybody know where I can get this in an emergency? Like, anyone? And then 2 seconds later, somebody posts like, read this great article by this rabbi. Oh, thanks. No one's gonna read my question now.
I love it.
That's poor etiquette. Unfortunately, like I said, the rules aren't there, and it relies on a good coordinator. I think good chats have to have good coordinators who can privately reach out to people who are misusing it in an appropriate way. I think it's a long.
I think we'll hit that at a different time.
It's a long conversation. It's not necessarily for one podcast.
We got a little sidetracked, but it's a great topic since Carl brought up technology. But just one other question. I noticed, on your cell phones and all that, you don't have like screen protectors and things. How does that not bother you? Like, you're not afraid it's gonna drop, it's gonna crack, and if it cracks, you don't have like that OCD like that.
So I've had iPhones since the first one, and I think I broke one.
Wow.
One screen. And I've never used a case on my
You should
phone.
give a class.
What if it like you get scratched? Like it doesn't-
So my son recently has taken a fancy to my phone, so he's been taking it and sliding it on the ground.
How old is he?
He's about to be 1 in 3 days.
Oh, so it's not even started yet.
Oh yeah, he
Oh.
just likes it because he likes the lights. But he's destroyed my new iPhone 15, so
oh boy.
I'm gonna have to get the
Are
screen.
we up
replaced
to
on that one.
15 already?
Yeah, 15's the newest one.
Shh.
So
right.
yeah, I've always just taken care of my stuff, you know. And if I break it, I got Apple Care. It's $30.
There you go.
There it is. There it is.
That's what it is.
Insurance.
Yeah, there's Apple Care.
In patience.
Any, one last thing. When you were part of Apple, did you get to meet any like famous people? Any like real like big invitations to like even like a class or something that was like very transformative?
I worked at a lot of stores. That was a really cool part about working for Apple is like I was very good at what I did. So I was sent to a lot of different stores on the East Coast to train people, new people, and specifically for the administrator role, which is like in charge of all the repairs. So I was able to travel a lot, which was cool. The only famous person I met was Jon Stewart because
cool.
he lives in somewhere by the Jersey Shore, and he would go to the Freehold Apple store all the time.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I met him.
Is he a nice guy?
Yeah, he's a nice, very nice guy. He was.
Did he give you a hard time?
No, no, not at all. But that's the guys from Jersey Shore. You know, they're
Oh, yeah?
a bunch of times. Yeah, those are really the only famous people that I saw. But a lot, I was able to go to a lot of different stores, which was probably the coolest part about
That's
it.
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Carl, it's a real pleasure having you here in our school. Really, you're a huge asset
Thank you.
to our team, to our school. There's a lot of people in the school, and he helps everyone from nursery kids, teachers, and all that through 12th grade.
Yeah,
So
and
that-
2 buildings.
and we forgot the First Steps
That's
building.
right.
He's got a lot on his
We had to
plate.
set that whole thing up. Over
How
there.
often do you have to run over there?
Once a month.
Once a month.
Usually
okay.
not. It's
That's
not
really
too
Do
not bad.
everything.
Not
He
bad.
controls everything.
Yeah, we
back
can
here.
remote in over there, so some of the issues we could just do it from here.
Okay, cool.
It's just physical stuff.
But though I'm very into takeaways and things like that, but I think the one takeaway that we really learned from Carl, from Apple, and all of that is, he said the word, how am I going to fix, repair?
Yeah.
I think
Be patient.
Be
Be
patient.
Be solution oriented.
Be solution.
Yeah.
He probably did that because he spent so much time also on computers and problem solving and fixing that it became part of his personality.
It's Carl against the
Yeah.
machine. That's right.
Let's review the 3 A's one more time.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge, basically, if I remember. Acknowledge.
Yep.
That's
Align.
Align.
And assure.
And assure. Right, there you go.
3 A's.
It's a great. It's a
great.
great.
I think we can all use that in our
And then
Yeah.
there's
lives.
the Apple Steps of Service. If you want another acronym.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's hear it.
APPLE. So
Apple. Okay.
That's approach. So you walk up to them, then you probe.
How you doing?
You ask questions. You figure out what the problem is.
What's going
Then
on?
you approach, probe, present. So you present a solution to them on how you're going to fix it. Then you listen to what they have to say, and then you end the conversation. Those are the Apple Steps of Service.
Which is the best letter?
Ending being I think ending the conversation.
I like P presenting.
Present.
I like to give a solution to somebody. Like they're there
That's-
for a problem.
says
they-
a lot about you.
And they've been working on this problem probably for a long time. They've been looking it up. They've been researching.
The fact that they resorted to coming into
exactly
the
the
Apple
fact that they came in there, they can't
Right.
solve it. So I like presenting solutions because it makes me feel good to give somebody the ability to solve a problem that's probably been bothering them for a very long time.
it says a lot about you. I think that's a great thing. I think that's
We could learn a lot, and hopefully you'll give us some tricks and.
I'm always
teach
in the
our,
core if you have any questions.
Okay. So anyway, to wrap this up, what episode? We didn't announce what
This is 10,
episode.
I
We're
think.
episode
This is
10.
and that new milestone, not
Please.
double digits,
digits.
right?
If you guys are
Double digits.
enjoying these podcasts, please hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
I think we went down one.
No.
No. We've only been going up. People have been watching it. So someone was a student in the hallway just came over even and said, Rabbi, I enjoy listening to your podcast. You, Rabbi B, and everyone. That's so funny and this and that. So if anyone has any great topics, please reach out to us. I'm pretty close in coming up with a name. I'm almost
Oh.
there.
What do you think?
I'm not gonna even.
I had some suggestions. I mean, they're
Might have a reveal
funny.
Yeah.
Jack Hakim, he came up with the Hillel Hecky. That's my favorite one. I don't know if we can call it that, but great name, Jack. Thanks.
So we're getting close. We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it together if it makes sense, and we'll put it out there. In the meantime, signing off. It was a great time as always. Thank you, Carl, our producer, and for being our guest.
I just want to say Carl Wallace. Carl Wallace.
Yeah, Carl.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Anyway, have a good night.
השמחה בתוך ליבי, זה היום, זה המקום, שמיים נפתחו פתאום, זה היום, עמוק לנשום, הסוף מחר, כבר יש היום, זה היום, זה המקום, שמיים נפתחו פתאום, זה היום, אני אזרום, בואו ונשיר את הפזמון. Can't leave it till I'm on my way. All I've got is just today. This one day